Ever heard this statement? After the age of 25, we lose 1% of our collagen a year. This phrase is repeated so often in advertisement and beauty consultation that it had gradually become an unquestioned belief. From that underlying fear, we turn to collagen as if it were an essential solution. We take it daily, consistently, with hope, hoping our skin will stay firm, elastic, and useful just a little longer. But have you ever paused to ask yourself, do collagens actually go straight to the skin? When you swallow a scoop of collagen powder or a capsule, what truly happens inside your body? Why do some people notice smoother, more hydrated skin after only 3 months, while others take it for 2 years with little visible change? Does the difference lie in the product itself or in each person's internal biological environment? We live in an era saturated with beauty information. Every day, there is a new ingredient, a new technology, a new breakthrough solution. Collagen had emerged as a symbol of inner beauty enhancement. Yet, when a concept becomes too popular, it is often oversimplified. Collagen is marketed as an anti-aging pill, a universal key to every skin concern. But the biological reality of the human body is far more complex. Today, I am not here to sell collagen, nor am I here to dismiss it entirely. I want Earth to examine this topic calmly and honestly. Instead of asking, is collagen good? Perhaps we should ask, what condition is our body in when we take collagen? If the body is under chronic stress, prolonged sleep deprivation, persistent low-grade inflammation, and metabolic imbalance, can a single supplement truly transform the entire picture? Perhaps the issue is not collagen itself, but our expectation. We often look for solutions that are quick, simple, and convenient. Yet the skin does not respond to single ingredient alone. It reflects the overall state of our nervous, endocrine, and immune system. Before deciding whether collagens work or not, we need to understand what we believe in, what we are truly seeking, and what we may be overlooking. And that is the journey we begin today. Imagine your skin as a building. When we look at the building from the outside, we usually focus on the surface, the paint, the color, the smoothness. The outer layer is like the epidermis. But anyone who understands architecture knows that the true strength of the building does not lie in its paint, it lies in its structural framework. If the steel framework is strong, the building remains stable and durable over time. If the structure weakened, no matter how well the surface is repainted, deterioration will eventually show. In the skin, that steel framework is the dermis, and the core structural components of the dermis is collagen. Collagens account for about 70 to 80% of the dry weight of the skin. It is not a new beauty trend, nor a fashionable ingredient recently discovered. Collagen is the most abundant structural protein in the human body, found in the skin, tendons, cartilage, bones, and blood vessels. In the skin, collagen forms an interwoven network of fiber that maintain firmness, elasticity, and tensile strength. Imagine a spring mattress. When the springs are resilient, you can press down and they prone back. When the spring weakens, the mattress sinks and fails to recover. Collagen functions in much the same way. It is important to clarify, collagen is not a whitening agent, nor is it a natural serum. It does not instantly brighten the skin, erase pigmentation overnight, or replace sunscreen. Collagen is simply a biological support structure. When the framework is strong, the surface layer above the epidermis appears smoother and more stable. When collagen fibers are thick and well organized, the skin looks firm, less wrinkled, and more elastic. Facial expression called temporary fold, but the skin easily returns to its origin state. When collagen declines in both quantity and quality, structural change begins. The fibers become thinner, looser, and less interconnected. The skin gradually loses firmness and starts to suck in gravity-prone areas like the cheek and jawline. Natural labial fold deepen because the underlying support weakened. Dynamic wrinkles, though visible only during facial movement, eventually become static wrinkles, remaining even at rest. The most interesting point, however, is this. Skin does not lose collagen simply because time passes. Age plays a role, but it is not the only factor, and often not the strongest one. Skin loses collagen when the internal environment changes. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which activates enzyme known as gastric metalloproteinase. The enzyme breaks down collagen. In a prolonged stress state, the body sends more signal for breakdown than for repair. You may take collagen daily, but if your nervous system remains in fight-or-flight mood, degradation can outpace synthesis. Ultraviolet radiation is another major factor. UV exposure generates free radical and increase MMP activity, leading to collagen fragmentation. This is why photoaging can accelerate visible aging beyond intrinsic aging. Long-term sun exposure without protection often results in deeper wrinkle and rougher texture earlier than expected. Glycation is another process. When excess sugar binds to protein like collagen, forming advanced glycations and products, AGEs. Decompose stiffened collagen fiber, reduce elasticity, and making them more brittle. It is as if collagen becomes caramelized over time. Diets high in refined sugar can therefore accelerate structural skin aging. Sleep also plays a crucial role. During deep sleep, growth hormone peaks, stimulating protein synthesis and tissue repair. Chronic sleep deprivation removes this critical repair window. Not only does collagen production decline, but newly formed fibers may also be lower quality. Therefore, when we talk about collagen, we are not simply discussing a protein or a supplement. We are addressing a biological system influenced by the nervous, endocrine, immune, metabolic, and environmental context. Collagen does not disappear just because you turn thirsty. Its rate of decline depends largely on how you live, how you sleep, how you manage stress, and how you nourish your body. Understanding this shifts our perspective. Instead of viewing collagen as an isolated anti-aging substance, we begin to see it as a reflection of internal balance. When the internal environment is stable, collagen is preserved and regenerated more effectively. When the internal environment is disrupted, collagen becomes one of the first structural casualties of imbalance. After the age of 25, the body does gradually reduce its natural collagen production. This is a normal biological process. On average, endogenous collagen declined by about 1% per year. However, this number represents a general trend rather than a fixed destiny for everyone. The critical issue is not whether collagen decreases, but how fast it declined, and that rate is heavily influenced by lifestyle, hormonal balance, and daily habit. The first and only underestimating factor is chronic stress. When you face ongoing work pressure, financial concerns, or persistent emotional tension, the body activates the HPA axis and increases cortisol production. In the short term, cortisol helps us adapt and respond to challenges. But when cortisol remains chronically elevated, it becomes a double-edged sword. One consequence is the activation of mastocytic metalloproteinases (MMP), enzyme responsible for breaking down collagens and other extracellular mastocytic components. In a prolonged stress state, the body prioritizes survival over regeneration. Collagen degradation can outpace collagen synthesis, gradually weakening the skin's structural integrity. The second factor is ultraviolet radiation. UVA rays penetrate deeply into the dermis, where the collagen is concentrated. UV exposure stimulates the production of reactive oxygen species (ROS) and increase MMP activity. Collagen fiber become fragmented, disorganized, and less elastic. This is the primary mechanism behind photoaging. Individuals with chronic sun exposure without proper protections often experience faster collagen loss than what natural aging alone would cause. Deep wrinkle, rough texture, and early loss of firmness are frequently cumulative effects of photo damage. The third factor is excess dietary sugar, an often silent but powerful contributor. When blood glucose levels remain elevated, sugar molecules bind to proteins like collagen through a process called glycation. This form advances glycations and product AGE. AGE stiffens collagen fiber, reducing flexibility and making them more brittle. Imagine collagen at a rubber band. When intact, it stretches and rebounds easily. But when caramelized by sugar, it loses elasticity and becomes fragile. Glycation not only reduces collagen quality, but also diminishes the skin's natural suppleness. The fourth factor is sleep deprivation. Nighttime is not merely rest, it's a critical repair phase. During deep sleep, growth hormone peak, stimulating protein synthesis and tissue regeneration. Chronic lack of sleep remove this optimal repair window. Additionally, melatonin, a powerful antioxidant hormone, declines when circadian rhythms are disrupted. Increased oxidative stress further accelerates collagen breakdown. From the fact, it becomes clear that age is only part of the story. Two individuals at 35 may have dramatically different skin structure. One who lives under chronic stress, sleep poorly, consume high sugar, and neglect sun protection may show collagen decline comparable to someone 10 years older. Conversely, a 14-year-old who manages stress well, sleep adequately, maintain balanced nutrition, and protect against UV damage may retain skin characteristics similar to their early 30s. Collagen. Therefore, it's not merely a chronological number. It's either a cumulative result of lifestyle choice over time. Every late night, every unmanaged stress episode, every skipped sunscreen application, and every excessive sugar intake contribute to the rate of collagen decline. On the other hand, every healthy choice both preservation and regeneration. Understanding the shift our mindset from simply fighting aging to managing our biological environment. Instead of asking how old we are, perhaps the more meaningful question is what internal state are we maintaining? Collagens do not merely reflect the years that have passed. It reflects how we have lived those years. When you drink collagen, there is one crucial thing to understand. It does not go straight to your cheek. The human body does not operate on a simple principle of you are what you eat. It's such a direct way. Collagen is a long and complex protein chain. One ingested in powder, liquid, or capsule form, it undergoes digestion in stomach, gastric acid, and digestive enzyme break it down into smaller units called peptide and amino acids. These smaller molecules are then absorbed in the small intestines and enter the bloodstream. At this stage, the body makes a biological decision about where to allocate the building block. They may be used to repair tendon, cartilage, blood vessel wall, or any connective tissue that requires regeneration. There is no built-in mechanism ensuring that all ingested collagens will be directed specifically to the skin. This is one reason why many people question the effectiveness of oral collagens. So, why do clinical studies still show benefit? The answer lies in a more subtle aspect of molecular biology. When collagen is broken down, certain specific peptides are formed, such as proline, hydroxyproline, and hyglide. The peptides are not merely structural material. They can function as biological signals. They interact with fibroblasts. They are responsible for producing collagen in the dermis and send a message. It is time to increase collagen synthesis. In other words, oral collagens may not only provide raw material, but also stimulate endogenous production. However, the level of stimulation is moderate and depends heavily on the biological environment. Fibroblasts operate under favorable conditions, low inflammation, sufficient cellular energy. Adequate nutrient like vitamin C, the signaling effect may be more pronounced. But if the body is under chronic stress, sleep deprivation, or system inflammation, the response may be dismissed. Clinical trials typically observe measurable improvement after 8 to 12 weeks of consistent supplementations at moderate dose. Common findings include mild increase in skin hydration, moderate improvement in elasticity, and slight reductions in fine wrinkle depth. However, the changes are gradual and cumulative, not dramatic transformation. It's essential to position collagen correctly. It is not a powerful medical intervention. It cannot replace technology like fractional laser, radiofrequency, or microneedle. We create control injury to trigger a strong regenerative response and more substantial collagen remodeling. Oral collagens do not produce that level of stimulation compared to retinoid, widely supported by scientific evidence for their ability to enhance collagen synthesis and regulate cellular turnover. Oral collagen is also less potent. Retinoid acts directly a nuclear receptor, influencing genes expression involving collagen production. Collagen peptides, by contrast, exert a more indirect and dental effect. Another critical truth: collagen cannot replace sunscreen. If you consistently supplement collagen but fail to protect your skin from UV radiation, collagen degradation may outpace regeneration. It is like trying to build new fiber while continuously allowing them to break apart. In summary, oral collagens can offer real benefit, but within limit. It is not a miracle, not an instant solution, and not a substitute for balanced living. Its effectiveness depends on your biological foundation. When your internal environment is stable, it can serve as a supportive tool. When that environment is disrupted, its impact becomes significantly limited. Understand this truth help reset expectation. Collagen is not a universal key. It is one small component of a comprehensive strategy. Only when integrated with proper sleep, nutrition, stress management, and sun protections can its true value be properly appreciated. This may be the most important part, and the part very few people say out loud. Many people take collagen every single day. They take it consistently. They take the right dose. Some even invest in expensive brand. Yet after a month, they look in the mirror and wonder, why hasn't my skin changed much? The answer may not be in the bottle. It's maybe in the way you live. Take an honest look at your daily routine. What time do you go to the bed? If you regularly sleep after 1 a.m., you take away your body prime recovery window. Between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., growth hormone is released most actively. This hormone is essential for tissue repair, core regeneration, and natural collagen production. When you stay up late consistently, your body shifts into survival mode instead of repair mode. Are you consistently stressed? Stress isn't just a feeling, it's a biological response. When you stress, your body releases cortisol. Short bursts are fine, but chronic elevated cortisol create a breakdown environment. It activates enzymes that degrade collagen and suppresses fibroblasts, the very cell responsible for producing new collagen. In simple terms, you're trying to build a new world while someone is removing brick behind you. Do you operate in a constant sympathetic fight-or-flight state? When the system is all the way on, your body prioritizes energy to the heart, muscle, and brain. Skin is not a survival priority. Blood flow to the skin decreases, regeneration slows, and low-grade inflammation rises. This is the perfect silent aging environment. Do you consume a lot of sugar? Excess sugar triggers glycation, a process where sugar molecules bind to protein, including collagen. Glycated collagen becomes stiff, brittle, and less elastic, like a rubber band that's had dried out and lost flexibility. Do you move your body? Gentle exercise improves circulation, increases oxygen delivery, reduces cortisol, and boosts growth hormone, but prolonged sitting slow metabolism and reduce nutrient delivery to the skin. Now, put it all together. You drink collagen in the morning, Chronic cortisol creates a breakdown environment. Low-grade inflammations increase collagen-degrading enzymes. Sleep deprivation reduces regenerative hormones. Sugar stiffens collagen. Lack of movement reduces oxygenation. You cannot build a stable house on a shaking ground. You cannot expect radiant skin in a chaotic internal environment. Collagen is not magic. It is a raw material. Raw material requires stable conditions to build something lasting. If you want collagen to work, start with the foundation. Sleep before 11 p.m. Reduce blue light at night. Practice deep breathing to calm your nervous system. Lower refined sugar intake. Move your body 20 to 30 minutes daily. Prioritize natural protein sources. Most importantly, learn to regulate stress. When cortisol lower, when your nervous system shifts into recover mode, when sleep deepened, your body finally enters true repair mode. That's when the collagen you take becomes sportive rather than wasted in the breakdown environment. Skin does not age simply because you lack a supplement. It's aged because your internal environment no longer supports regeneration. You can spend a lot of money on products, but if you don't change the rhythm of living, you're only addressing the surface. Collagen didn't fail. Your biological environmental determines the outcome. Many people talk about beauty from within, but the phrase has been overused to the point that its real meaning has faded. Beauty from within does not begin with a collagen supplement. It does not begin with an expensive vitamin. It does not start with detox strains or extreme diet. It begins with your biological environment. Your skin is not separate from your body. It's like what is happening internally. Your nervous system, hormone, metabolism, inflammations, and sleep pattern. If the inside is chaotic, the outside cannot remain stable. So, what does beauty from within truly mean? 1. Regulating the stress assist the foundation. Your body has a system called the HPA assist, which controls your stress response. When stressed, cortisol is released. Stress itself is not the problem. Chronic activation is. When the HPA axis remains chronically activated, the body stays in high alert mood. Cortisol remains elevated. Low-grade inflammation increases, fibroblast functions decline, and collagen cannot be built efficiently. Beauty from within starts with learning how to switch stress off. Slow breathing. Meditate 10 minutes daily. Set work boundary. Allow your nervous system to enter recovery mode. 2. Sleep before 11 p.m. No serum can replace deep sleep. Between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m., melatonin peak. Growth hormone is strongly released. DNA repair intensify. Missing this window consistently means losing the body's most powerful regeneration phase. Deep sleep is the most effective natural and anti-aging therapy and is free. 3. Anti-glycation nutrition, protecting collagen structure. Excess sugar causes glycation, making collagen stiff and brittle. Reducing refined sugar, increasing quality protein, and ensure adequate vitamin C intake provide the raw material and core factor for proper collagen synthesis. 4. Moderate movement, activating cellular energy. Exercise increases mitochondrial biogenesis. More mitochondria mean more ATP. More ATP means better regeneration capacity. When circulation improves, the inflammation decreases. The skin receives the support it needs. And here's the core truth. When your internal environment is stable, when cortisol is balanced, when sleep is deep, when nutrition supports regeneration, when cellular energy is strong, only then does the collagen you take have fertile ground to work. Beauty from within is not about adding more product, but it's about restoring biological balance. When the foundation is stable, your skin naturally reflects it, not magic, physiology. After everything we discussed about stress, sleep, relaxation, hormone, and internal balance, should you take collagen? The answer is yes, but with realistic expectation. Collagen is not magic. It won't make you look 5 years younger in a month. It won't erase deep wrinkles. It doesn't replace sun cream, and it cannot compensate for a lifestyle that consistently breaks your body down. However, when used appropriately and in the right context, collagen can be a supportive piece of the puzzle. Who benefits most? People over 30. Natural collagen production declines gradually after 25, about 1% per year. By the early 30s, elasticity and recovery begin to slow. Supplementation may help maintain skin quality. Post-laser or post-procedure recovery, the skin enters a rebuilding phase and needs raw material. Women is perimenopause and menopause. Estrogen decline accelerate collagen loss, leading to thinner, drier skin. Individuals with mild dryness and reduced elasticity. Common doses range from 2.5 to 10 grams daily. Minimum duration 8 to 12 weeks. But remember, collagen is support, not foundation. Without sleep, sun protection, balanced nutrition, and stress regulation, results will be limited. Studies suggest collagen may improve hydration, increase elasticity, reduce fine wrinkles moderately, but it does not replace retinoids, laser, hormone therapy, or a balanced biological system. So yes, take collagen if appropriate, but build the foundation first. Beauty is not about chasing miracle. It's about sustainable biological optimization. After everything we discussed about collagen, stress, sleep, hormone, inflammation, and lifestyle, we return to the origin question. Does collagen work? The honest answer is yes. But it is not stronger than deep sleep, not stronger than a low inflammation body, not stronger than a balanced nervous system, and certainly not stronger than a stable circadian rhythm. We often look for external solutions because they feel easier. Buying a supplement is simpler than changing how we live. Swallowing a pill is faster than learning to sleep before 11 p.m. Choosing a product is easier than facing our stress. But biology doesn't work that way. Your skin is not an isolated surface. It's in an organ, and it reflects your internal environment. If you live in survival mode, chronic stress, sleep deprived, constantly crushed, your skin will also survive, not thrive. But you live in the recover mode, adequate sleep, supportive nutrition, slow breathing, moderate movement, healthy boundary, your skin will recover too. Beauty from within is not swallowing collagen. It is reprogramming your biological environment. When cortisol decreases, inflammation lower, mitochondria produce adequate energy, and fibroblasts function properly, then collagens, whether endogenous or supplemental, has room to work. No product can compensate for a dysregulated nervous system. No serum replaces deep sleep. No supplement is stronger than palate physiology. Yes, collagen work, but it's only a small piece of a much larger picture, the way you live every day. When you shift from survival to recovery, you don't just improve your skin, you improve your life. Your skin becomes healthier, and so do you. Because true beauty is about separate from health, it's either reflection of it.